YouTube. All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Code for Boston. My name is Matt, and I am on the leadership team here at Code for Boston, along with we've got Alex with us today. And if you got any questions or need help with anything, feel free to talk to one of us, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. The way this is going to work is we will have some announcements, and then new folks can stay in here. And after the announcements and project updates, we'll do a new member orientation for you all. So that said, let's get started. Everything at Code for Boston is governed by our code of conduct, and so you can check that out. But if you have any issues with anyone, if you feel like you're not being respected, talk to one of us on leadership and we will take care of it. Next, want to encourage folks to sign up and follow us on social media. So to check out our YouTube page where we're currently broadcasting live. Definitely subscribe there, but also on our webpage is a link to the email newsletter that drops every Wednesday morning. So if you want the text version of all the announcements and fun links and job posts, you can get that direct into your email inbox along with some other things. Want to encourage folks to start RSVPing on meetup.com. That is how we keep track of folks and do the entry list for when we go to CIC. So want to, have folks get their clickers ready, get used to doing this again because it is going to be coming up. We're going to be talking with leadership folks later in the week to sort of finalize details, but looking like probably going to be having our first in-person meetup sometime in mid-July. So get excited, get ready. We will be back at the CIC. We will have pizza for folks who will be able to use. They're going to teach us how to use their hybrid collaboration tools. They have cameras and meeting owls and all sorts of exciting things that they showed us when we went to tour back on Friday. So definitely want folks to sort of mentally put a bookmark that if you want to be in person, that could start in July. And we're going to finalize some details, make sure we got everything ready for the date. I'm going to call up our pizza folks, make sure they can deliver us some good pizza. And yeah, that'll be an opportunity. So project leads, we will touch base separately so that you can get a chance to just talk to us about all the different sorts of logistics that might be involved in that and deciding who might be in person and who might be meeting remotely. The CIC, like I said, they have all sorts of gadgets and tools from a broadcast studio to microphones that we're going to be able to use to continue to provide Code for Boston virtually for folks that want to attend virtually as well as in person. So ultimately, it's going to be up to the individual project teams, whether you're going to be in person, whether you're going to do it as a hybrid, or whether you're going to just be completely virtual. And so we'll be in touch with individual project leads. But for everyone who's kind of itching to get out of the house, a little something to look forward to. So CIC is looking great. And in the meantime, just practice RSVPing on Meetup. It boosts us in the Meetup algorithm. It's how people find us, and kind of excited to get back. Next, want folks to just bookmark Zoom. That is our URL. So if you want to give project updates, have anything else, you can always go to that URL and it will direct you to the latest Zoom link. Next, if you're not yet in Slack, if you're on the video chat, but not yet in our Slack community, that is where a lot of the Code for Boston action happens. It's our virtual home base, as it were. And so you'll get your invitation at that URL and then be able to engage with the different groups. We are a nonprofit, and as we start buying pizza, we're going to need to start paying for pizza again. So now is a great time to think about whether or not your family, your friends, your employer might want to support Code for Boston. You can do it directly with a credit card at that link, and you select Code for Boston from the drop-down box. But we also know that a lot of employers have either matching gift programs, or you can make a donation to us and your employer will match it. A bunch of employers like Google, I think, will pay for hours that you donate to Code for Boston. So a lot of times I know we've had folks from like TripAdvisor, and every hour that they volunteered with us, we'd get like $15. And so that was a kind of a nice thing. So if your employer has one of those programs, want to encourage you to sign up for it. We can work with you on all the paperwork and making it happen. And we also know that a lot of employers are recruiting, because 'tis the season for folks to get new jobs. And so we have a great community of technical experts, folks in the Boston area. They code and all sorts of things. We got all sorts of folks with design background. And so if you want to reach that audience, if you want to show your support of the Code for Boston community, you can do that with a sponsorship or a sponsored workshop, and talk to one of us about how that might work as well. And we can get some visibility for your job postings. We also have an upcoming event on June 20th. We're going to be working with the folks at Spark Boston to co-host an event on tech equity, specifically focusing on the startup scene. Anita, who organized a great sort of equity-focused event last year, is doing this as part of Spark Boston. And we have some great folks, some from the venture capital world, some from some of the different companies and startups in the Boston area. And we're going to talk about, equitable hiring and a lot of the issues around that. It is going to be on Zoom, so this is a virtual event, and so all you need to do is RSVP to the Eventbrite, and then you'll get the Zoom link, and then you will be able to attend. Next, I want to get some project updates, and with that, let's start with, do we have anyone from Advocacy Map? I think Matt Victor is off tonight. All right, seeing none. Anyone from Plogalong? All right, also seeing none. Clean Slate.
Clean Slate will be working on kind of updating our project management and organizing tasks for both the app team and the data team for what's coming next. And that's for adult sealing and also for the data analysis that our partners, Citizens for Juvenile Justice, are working on. Are working on bringing data in for. Okay, thanks.
Awesome, thanks, Michelle. Anyone from Windfall Awareness? Oh yeah, Thad's here.
Hi Matt. Yeah, just taking a break, another break this week. If you'd like to work on the project, join the channel on the Slack. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Thad. Police Data Trust.
So we're actually in the process of transition at the moment. So bringing on a new project manager who's going to be turning all of our current requirements into our next set of tasks. So we'll tell you more about those when we finish that process. Otherwise, working through some of the same API related stuff.
Great. And last but not least, Mattapan Mapping.
Sure. So we have at least three teams working at the moment. One is working on the tech stack. One is working on boundaries, which is a GIS related thing, since this is a map-based project. And then there's a small design team that's working on user stories. So all of those were things that we started on last week. We'll be continuing to work on them this week. There's a lot of information in the Slack channel, and you can get into the GitHub to kind of see what the project tasks are. And I had another thought. Oh yeah, and in the Slack channel, there's a nice definition of where we're at with the tech stack, which is that we're starting out in something called Create React, because we don't know where we're serving, what the server is going to be, and the hosting service. And then we will be moving to Next.js once we know where we're hosting. So if you work in those technologies or you know anything about GIS or you're interested in design, we're looking for people.
Great. Thanks, Annie. So with that, want to encourage new folks staying here. Alex and I will give you the new member orientation. Everyone else, thanks for dropping by tonight and happy hacking.